Good morning, folks. It's 5:33 a.m. on the ninth day, 3rd month, 2023. And look at here is the tendrilization of your weather and splitting it into various things that are going to get handed off to Lord Howe Island and other locations to move the tendrils about. Like Burnt Tree will be beaming up top to keep that from coming. And around this time here, you'll watch Lord Howe go quieter and pulse this direction. And there'll be a lot of beaming going on up and down your coast as this event gets closer. It looks like you got about 11 days on New Zealand before the big tendril hits you from the top. You have another one that's coming from the bottom, and when they meet, it's going to be very bad. So I imagine about 3 days from now, you'll start to see some of the true totals of what's expected across, or what I'm expecting to see across the North Island of New Zealand again. This is a situation that is going to be taken very seriously. I don't see this as being a fizzling thing to fizzle about with. And so I'm going to run you backwards here for a moment. You'll watch, this is coming from your south. So I'm going to give New Zealand a quick pop here. All right, here's today. The inundations around Nelson, and you'll have to excuse me. I just heard somebody get up. Typical. Anyway, so I'm going to do this as quick as possible. All right, here's what's common. Right, I'm just going to run you through. Right, this should be taken very seriously, and this is a fairly accurate representation. Around the same time, some shit's coming up from this direction, and a tendril's moving there. Watch. New Zealand, what's just went across Queensland is coming your way, and it's being directed at you. Watch. All that, and it's a lot. And when it hits this tropic and that cold that come up to meet it, it's going to trigger some terriblenesses. Absolute terriblenesses. Yeah, it is not good. See what's coming down from the tropic as you get on? Right? That sets that there, and it's stalled. Absolutely stalled. And right down through here is going to get directed a huge tendril of moisture. I expect Fiji to be beaming at your direction. I'm going to do this in half-day jumps now. I have to make it quicker. See? You're already got the inundations happening, and then this is going to hit it. For all intents and purposes, on a normal condition, this would bump it out of the way. But if you see the pressures here, you could see that they're planning to hold it off, because it's going to get a little tug from this as this feeds that, as this rushes towards that. So this is a bubble up of badness, holding that in place. When an EMF cut comes up here, frees that to itself, that's going to charge. That's going to combine, and it can roll along it. And that kind of looks like what's going to occur over the next 12, 14 days. Watch. The pressures clearly say they're holding it like that. That's going to be chem deployments and EMF manipulating the bubble up, if you will, between the high here and the low there. And she's pinching from the tropics now. See? As it gets a cutoff inside the Tasman Sea. And this is not good. I'm just going looking at the pressures here. So I'll be expecting some heavy beam in this day. Maybe a solar mass ejection right around a Thursday here to force this down. Yeah. They use those excuses. I think the imagery of the sun, it might be CGI sometimes. And its moisture gets stripped, and it comes your way. I'm telling you, this is going to be a badness. They cut it up. It's ready to come in. It feeds that moisture of this cold air pocket that's been sustained here over Richmond, Nelson, and Connor, which this area here is going to take the brunt. Here's where your brunt is coming. Don't get hung out there near the ibis beak here. Don't look like an ibis head. Yeah, that's the ibis. Or maybe it's a kiwi. Yeah, that's kiwi, because we're in New Zealand. That's appropriate. I imagine Arthur's Pass is not going to be the most pleasant. I expect these totals to rise. Yeah, sadly. But here's where the problem's going to lie. And with the pressures like this, this will tug down, spit moisture. For all intents and purposes, that low should skirt away. But if it steams down fast enough, its momentum will actually bump this line and flatten it out. And if it does that, and that does the curl around into Hawke's Bay. So I'm very, very, very concerned, and I'm going to remain very vigilant. I don't consider this lines of storms to be a fizzler of any way, shape, and form. I'm using pressure maps mostly to do this determining, and this graphic is just a representation of what the weather plan says. And your accumulations are going to be very, very high, even up to the tens. So your streams stay swollen, and the tens are going right across here and here. Again, this peninsula is going to cap it. Yep. Not really sure if they're going to hit Watianga again or down here in Pupunua, where you do the Puanuas. I'm sorry, shitty weather in Puanua. Pupukaka. And again, this lake is going to have difficulties. The ones along the way here. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the bay, excuse me. This area here is more of a concern for backing up water. Over here in Ragland, you're going to be on a rag that day. It's going to be ever so wet. Heavy flow day that day. All right, I'm going to zoom now across. Because this is what's coming your way. You ain't got that yet. It's going to get scooped in and pushed around because this is rotating that direction. The winds that day are pretty predictable, as you know, your flows. So you see the problem here? It's not a super duper low pressure. I wouldn't expect the winds to be that high. But the high pressure here feeding it is going to do that, because that's only 10 ticks below atmospheric pressure, but that's a lot above. So the drop between that and that is going to create a bit of more of a raging storm. So the higher pressure in the center of a storm might not be an indication of how strong it's going to be anymore. When they have atmospheric heaters from places like here, that could easily reach that and heat that up. And there are devices here. I've already got a map. There's a Nexrad out here on this island here. That looks like a bird skull or pork chop bone. Imaginarium. Hey, things are going to look like things. Let's call that what it is. All right, so that's what I wanted to tell you guys, New Zealand. Well, I didn't want to tell you, but I just did. So let's go to Australia now and see if I can get this to stream. I'm going to do a quick check. Yep, we're there. And then at the end of this, if signal permit, and I'll give the UK update we're looking at, I'm going to get about 6 inches of snow. And Leeds and a corridor is going to get dumped on today with up to a foot. Over the next few days, anyhow. Yep. And that's a lot of rain hitting every 3 hours here. Heavy thunder. Hell's bells on that shit. Do. So there's a chemtrail split, or an EMF line's been created. So let's have a quick look. Yeah, the line's created right here. See the split? That's coming down and it's meeting that. Boy, is that going to fuel up a dangerous line of storms through here as this proceeds along the coast. So you'll be given a heads up there. Charleville, total whited out. Chem bomb from Rock Hill, Rockhampton to Longreach. Full skylashes everywhere. Chem bombs going off out here at sea. Boom! You just can't get away from the geoengineering's delight of the firework. Fireworks, aluminum, strontium, barium, and various other nasties that are picked up in the sky, mold spores and seawater with whatever's crunched up in that. Yeah, have some algae, breathe a mollusk. Possibly you're right. A lot of interaction here along this line. So you might feel a little bit of a storm edge there, but I'm not expecting any huge inundations here for a good bit. Boom! Did you see that explosion there between Cresswell down? Boom! That wasn't just EMF, folks. That was an explosion of chem in the EMF, and you could see the EMF actually nucleating right there into its typical interference pattern. That looks very similar to what the waves leave when the tide goes out in the salt marshes of the world. Waveforms, standing waveforms. Waves picking up waves, man. And this is enough of the negative waves in the Moriarty mornings. This is like a whole Moriarty negative wave sky. And we have to bless this water, because I love water, and I don't like how it's being used. This nice square-looking area here of energized area is probably Mount Isa, giving us a bit of a recklessness here. So I'm going to put some weather radar on here. See what's going on. See if we pick up any glitches. Is the glitching? 'cause it's a mean one, the fucking bitch that glitched. She has no brains in her heads. Bill Gate, he acts so fickle, telling you chop off your pickle, he's a bitch. And I'd like to tap him with Bruce Jenner's unused pole vault pole. Look at long reach blasting. Bzzz, getting fried. Long reach style. Boom! All the bombs that was going off around here, you couldn't deny. Is the Glitchenstein Zan? Abso-fucking-lutely. Hey, Emerald, ain't that the gem in my eye today when I see all this abomination going on with these lines right here pointing straight at the station? Straight at the station. Put your straight edge on these. Put your straight edge on this radar ray. The ray, man. You're being beamed. Beam, biddy, beam, 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 beam. Coming about heartily, and you get smacked with the beam. Oh, my. Oh, look at that. Hey, got a hook trail going on. Not good. Not good at all. That's going to turn into something a little later on over here. Goo giving. They'll give you some goo over here. Black goo given and your skies. Black goo given to you and I. Google it. Rabbit hole. That's rabbit hole. Hey, Jinjin. How you doing? Over in the Bully Yard? Oh, that's a new name for Facebook, huh? All right, the Facebook highway here over to South Colon. You're going to have a bunch of shit coming down on you soon. Yeah, watch out. The wet colon, the high colonic, Red Ridge. I'm not going to say too much about that. Oh, do we have a camera? Oh, camera. Nothing to see there, folks. All right, they're doing okay. Hey, some guy who looked like he was going fishing. Get some rises and falls. It came up pretty good up there. It went right on up. It's up to the first marker, man. It's up to the first marker. I don't know how normal that is. How we doing on the creek? Just having a quick peek at the creek. Oh, I just was there. Quick peek at the creeks. How you doing, Maryborough? What's happening? See what we got at the airport. If we can see anything in the skies. See what they can't disguise in the sky. Nothing to see here at all, man. It's a total fucking shit-stained whiteout over Maryborough. So the only way to see anything in oh yeah. Boom! Look at the curler there. Got a bell end cloud going in the distance. That'll cast a real square shadow into the distance. Hey, you got any more pyramids down there? That'll pop a tire. Oh, they got them 3 of them. It's Orion's belt, man. You could read anything you want in anything. We got anything on this plane? Anything interesting? Oh, that's there regularly. I don't see any special attachments here. Nah, I don't see no special riggings. Everybody's always conspiracy. So I'm always looking. That's like a passenger. When people get on that and leave, they go away from there. That's where you leave. I don't know whose plane it is. I bet it's a beautiful view when they go over the bay. Okay, so we've been there, done that. I've been here, done this. I'm going to roll what they say the weather plan is, and there are some very dangerous lines of storms here. Because the wicked glitch is flying over Queensland. He's going to visit Gympie. He's going to have it tour Harvey Bay and Maroochydore. And you got time to slam the door on some policies in life. You got a radar in Charlieville I don't know about? It's acting like it. Right about here. See it pulsing? You got a device here. It's showing itself to me. Or a truck or something. That mobile radar truck to track the storm, anything like that. There's beamline coming up there from Long Reach through that one. How you doing, Emerald? Let's see if they hid your asses. You cannot disguise your lies to my eyes when it comes to the skies. Flash bomb chem bombs unacceptable. The flesh chem bomb. See, this was what that long reach corridor, what I was just showing you fueling up. See this square right there? It's a bomb. Bomb. But you see this crap on the low deck? That's your microwaves. See this straight line here where things are acting different? Look at that new bomb that just went up. Boom. Look like an eyeball opening with eyelashes on it. Boom. That's a chem bomb deployment right there. And we got here over at Barcaline. It sounds like a product. You can't make the scene without barkling of the bark cauldron in your skies, bird in everybody's eyes, and that's so pleasant in Claremont. Look at these tendrils from the angel of death, like in the 10 Commandments. Thou shalt not kill thy mother earth. Thou shalt honor thy mother and father. And this is as far from honoring mother earth as possible. Do we have broken so many commandments? The coveting of your land. It's definitely. Adultery? Oh my God. Hey, that seed is sown in everybody's yards, it seems, these days. Whatever happened is self-respect. Look at this blowout of microwaves coming up here off coast. That's okay. We get some chem for that. See it? That's a blow up of a square. So that's a panning microwave blast. Big one. Is Brisbane guilty in the National Loopy? From the compliments of the Bureau of Morons. I don't see many meteors for them to ever given a forecast on. How do you be a meteorologist? Or are they just meteor analysts? And they're spewing out a bunch of bullshit on you. All right, how you doing over here? Oh, you clogged up. Bzzz, right there. Bzzz, getting fried. Brizzy, Star where we at here? We are at Marburg. Frying like fire. We got a couple blasters here. That's well evident. How you doing over here to the right? And we go a little bit to the east. That big old fucking beam. See it? Right there coming through the bottom. You're beaming like fuck. You know, it's not as easy to see here unless you look here where it is beaming you. Brisbane's fucking beaming, ruining your day. Fucking Brisbane. Yeah, we'll go to the tap. Where are we going? Up to Gympie. Not just a little bit of a tickle in the center, not much. It's because it needs to flow that way. You know, how else are you going to make that storm? Well, let's see if the Doppler is revealing any. Oh, yeah. Look at the crust flowing here. Look at the shootout. Look at the beam. Bzzz. Here's the bust. That's a bust. Busted. That's a slam bust. See if we can catch it. See it? Busted. Bzz. Bzz. Big blast of something right there, blow the circle out. The Doppler wind, everything got no return at all. And that's a chem bomb usually does that. So you are definitely beaming toward Harvey Bay from Grafton. The Doppler is picking up on it. So what you say? I say you're getting fried, fueling your own demise? Yeah, absolutely. Gympie's blasting straight across Harvey Bay here. Bzzzt. It's a bust of geoengineering move. It's not cloud seeding, it's geoengineering, and it definitely influences cloud dynamics. Yeah, I know. You can see them everywhere, can't you? Boom, boom, boom. Always crisscross to make you jump. The ictus symbol that you see on the Eucharist sometimes look like it to me. These are not naturally occurring cloud formation inundating Australia, fueling the demise of where my friends live. That's not cool. Not cool at all. So I'm going to roll the North and Australia all at once, including Tassie, because I'm getting tired. Hurry, Tasmaniacs, here you go. Nah. Races down through Queensland. Keeps getting really wet. In Tassie, it just never stops. Just the total moisture is a descending line of absolute havoc-filled tornadic clouds zooms across Australia and Friday. All through the night. It's going to take a lot to do. A lot of chem on that. But when you got cold air meeting warm air, you got chemtrails and EMF, boy, you can make your land okay and last for many days. It sure is a pleasant sight to my eyes to see not a lot of flooding or any kind of badness is going on out there. That's absolute. So bless those people out there. Send them the strength to carry on. You can send some of that my way if you like. So we got a huge square kilometer area of absolute chemdown bullshit planned road destruction for Australia along a corridor that is very key to transportation. Right through here, right through here, right through here. And a direct hit along this road. It's absolutely been hit. Hit bad. Poor Gregory. I have no reports from that area, so if anybody can send me some information on how they faring over there, well, that would be great. Imagine we have some listeners who are also wanting to understand what went on there. See the heaviness coming toward Brisbane as you go toward the weekend. You guys got a rally or something going on that they targeted and made sure you're going to have a lightning day. What if you are? Bring raincoats. Don't ever let the weather stop you from getting your freedom. Because if weather is the weapon of war to stop you from protesting, then you will have to be prepared to combat weather. In the Paris Agreement, that's part of the COP26, is legalizing the chemtrails and the destruction and the spraying of the sulfuric acids that's deforesting the whole world. And the corporate takeover, grabbing land because of a train spilling, is unacceptable. The train should never transport them again. See, Sydney, I didn't believe your totals at all because the forecast is showing me some really, really rough Sunday night through Monday. See it? The gong show continues. That's an area of interest, is why I did a zoom on it. Tassie ain't got too much showing on your new snows, right? Which was good. So somebody said you was going to have a big blizzardy event. I believe they might have been wrong. Well, I'm not seeing it. However, I am seeing those accumulations I told you about. So my forecast for you is very accurate. You're going to get that autumn wetness that is so common down there. And that the temperate rainforests of the colder stuff with the lichens and mosses need to survive and to thrive. And thriving is something we should consider when we do policies that take the sunshine from the planet. You see the 10 cents there? You see the coast highway again having problems. Yamba, again, ain't backed off. So we will be vigilant. From the eminent fronts. I look like you got about 3 days. Get ready. But over here, if you ain't in your arcs yet, get in it. And be vigilant. Be very vigilant. Know what your local plans are. Don't risk health work, people that rescue workers and stuff by being a numbnut along this coast, this highway here that's scheduled for all those waters to flood in towards them. Yeah, towards them. All that's coming away is going to race. So these webcams are going to be quite the show. So I hope that helped you guys out, and I hope you stay safe. Now I'm going to show some of the chems since the signal's working. I'll take advantage of it. Look at this shit. We'll have to coast to New Zealand here, and they're getting some heavy totals coming. Look at the black line appear here where it isn't fully loaded. All right, we'll go out from that. Hey, North Island, how you doing? That'll load. See the square, and this coming that direction. That's coming that direction. This is flowing underneath. That should spread that whole cloud out. All that coming over the standing wave of the mountains is very evident right here in the end. You see the waveform there? Look at the EMF over Blenheim. Getting fried, New Zealand style. Look at this. Something came along in the line and did one of those deployments from either side of its path. That could be going. That's an oddness. Some of this might be descending or ascending. It looks like the number 87 or 89. That's the class the person grad or 97. It's hard to say. It looks like a number. How about that? That looks like a number. They're doing a number on. How about that? That don't look very natural to me. With the dots and all this crap here and the curves and all that. That's geoengineering off your coast to help create the flows, to help pin the flows. Big chemtrail going across the top of New Zealand here. Maybe there was a flight into Auckland. Sure lasted a while, maybe half an hour. And it didn't go anywhere, so it must be in a different level of the atmosphere. That crap. Chem bombs suck. They really, really suck. Chem bombs suck. See those standing wait for there? Just not going away. It's not the long white cloud, because that's usually more toward the middle, and especially down through here. I've seen them in this beautiful rainbow and valley. Geoengineering sucks. Have some more chemical catalysts over the top of the penguins with the rough seas dashing them against the rocks. Is it itching the feels yet? You see these chem bombs here? The continual deployment going over towards the unknown super darn antenna array. This is over a big weather base over here. The Blenheim Spy Station. Guilty. Are they? Should we look? Fuck it, it's running. Let's run it. What's your ice? It's gonna flesh. Is this geoengineering's unacceptable? They should eat my testicles. Alright. What's going on here? Do we get any big blasts? Right, yes we do. Right there. See it? Hello, Blenheim. Busted. Know how I know? Because I seen it over here. I seen it going in. I see what you did. You caused this straight line of storms to stay along this path. You're guilty, guilty, guilty. Guilty of geoengineering our planet, fueling the demise of people in your own country. See if we can get a bit of shit. Yeah, that's right. He's rolling today. Oh, yeah, look at the microwaves going on here. Bzzz. The visible. Things are visible, but yet people don't see it. Yeah, that's the straight line it created. Right down through here. That's a big blast. It's probably the E-scat radar. E-scat radar. E-scat radar. They're all over the world. It's not just this one here. It's the multi-panel one. I'm gonna try and find it. Here's a hell of a setup. It don't look. It looks kind of old, isn't it? Here's an array. You can find all sorts of stuff about radars and stuff if you look around. Lots of fields of stuff out there. Here, have a Google search. All publicly available. It's so easy to find. I'll go back up here to all. Scientific America stuff. E-scat radar sites. Here's that picture again. Just give you guys some homework. The radar sites. Just in case you don't feel like actually looking through a website. Huh. Visit our sites. Student headquarters. Just have a big blasting university. So they teach this at a school. Okay, well, I would like to talk with some of the students. I have a question. What the fuck are you thinking? Blasting the planet, infrasonically undulating the oceans of our planet, causing distress to whales and animals and species that All we do is treat like feces, and we got to stop treating other species like feces, or we're just a shit species our own self, where we are a feces species. Do you want to be a feces species? I don't think so. Well, some people, they make that a daily event. So I've shown you everything I can. I'm screaming as loud as I can to get this to stop, because geoengineering stops. It fucking blows. It has to be not continued, and the ratification and signing of the Paris Agreement must never occur. For everything out here, it must never occur. For all these forests, it must never occur. For our mother itself, we should never decide what she wears. She decides what colors we see. And be a beautiful color for all to see. Big love. Peace.